Hello everyone, my name is Brett Teacher and I am the product manager at Clear Sky. Clear Sky is an identity governance solution built natively on ServiceNow. And today I'm here to talk about AI for IGA on ServiceNow. Now specifically this is the replay presentation of the one I gave at the ServiceNow Knowledge26 conference this year at Las Vegas. And specifically, I'll be talking about how Access is starting to move from a traditional workflow towards something more agentic. Before we get into the details, let's talk a little bit about Clear Sky if you're unfamiliar with us. So we're an identity governance security solution built natively on ServiceNow. That alleviates the need for a standalone governance solution. And we have the full suite of IGA capabilities, including identity lifecycle management, aka like onboarding, offboarding, an access request catalog. We have an access review system and separation of duties to prevent toxic combinations and things like that. Our solutions sit on top of our identity warehouse, which is a database that is populated with our many IGA system connectors, such as like Active Directory connector, Workday, AWS, and we have a custom connector framework. So if you haven't seen us before, go check us out on clearsky.com. Here's a little behind the scenes magic of the show. So the night before I came in to check out the presentation area, they were all setting up the ServiceNow kind of the vendor floor, and I thought there's no way they're going to be done yet. They were moving giant plans, and it looked like halfway done. It was already like 9 p.m. But sure enough, the next morning I came in and everything was done. And yeah, it's just I just want to point this out because I thought it was just a really cool like logistical thing. You know, watching them set up for a big conference like that, like literally like in 24 hours. But here's a picture of our booth, and it was in the AI innovation zone. And here is a picture of the presentation area. Now this was for what they call a silent disco type presentation. So I sat up here in the podium area. I was wearing a headset, everyone else was wearing a headset, because there was a lot of folks around us in the larger presentation areas who had the full intercom system. So yeah, just a little peek into the K26 presentation area and also the vendor area. Because this was a knowledge conference, I thought it'd be good to kind of go back and talk about the early days of ServiceNow and being a rapid application development platform. For example, like CreatorCon and setting up workflows and developing data integrations, real better leverage when ServiceNow was kind of new to the scene. So artificial intelligence, I feel like, is not going to totally replace that. I think it's going to be the next layer. So it definitely gives us more tools to work with to help develop solutions, add more intelligence, and that's where we're headed at Clear Sky. The main thing with AI and IGA, or at least where we're starting, is visibility and clarity. So here's a shift. ServiceNow is great at forms, workflows, structured processes, but what people want today now is different. They want things faster, more direct. They want to interact in natural language, still human-led, but with AI assisting. So we're starting not with more workflows, but adding more clarity and understanding to the IGA data. Because honestly, IGA is a complex process and it has complex data, lots of data, and this is where identity really starts to need AI. So our main philosophy is that AI accelerates the work, but humans still own the outcome. We're treating AI as a capable assistant and not an autonomous decision maker. It's supervised, guided, and humans are still in the lead. And that's especially important in identity. So, what does that mean in practice? We're starting with research. So think about IGA governance and investigations and access reviews. A lot of it's mostly understanding the data, doing research into how someone got access, should they still have access, who they report to. So it's a lot of clicking through screens and doing analysis, and honestly that's what AI is really good at. You can point AI at data sources like seem to be relationships, entitlement lineage, requests, and it could quickly summarize it and provide insights. So in our roadmap, we're calling this the visibility stage of artificial intelligence. And it's a great boost to our product and our solution, and is getting great feedback from our customers. So let's look at some examples. When someone requests access, a lot of users don't know what they necessarily need access to. They just need, they just know what they need to do. It's not always what access to request. So when someone requests access, the real questions begin. A lot of users know what they need to do, but they don't know what access is needed to do it. So they start asking questions. Who else has this access? Where is it used and why? Are there good examples, not just edge cases? What did previous submitters request in similar situations? Today, someone has to go figure all that out manually, which is time consuming and inconsistent. This is exactly what AI can help automate. This is where Now Assist comes in. We're implementing it in a way that feels seamless to end users. They're already used to seeing it in the service catalog and navigating through ITSM tickets. And this fits directly into that existing experience. Now they can use natural language right where they already work. Ask for status, approvals, blockers, give a live explanation without leaving the workflow. This isn't a new tool, it's an enhancement to what they already use. It automates the research step inside the existing experience. And it works both for requesters and administrators. Admins have a different problem. Is this access appropriate and safe? They need to investigate risk across systems. Today, that research is manual and fragmented. CSAI, or Clear Sky Artificial Intelligence, is our proprietary framework that complements Now Assist. We develop prompts and a semantic layer specifically for identity governance. The AI understands identity context, not just generic data. It connects data, summarizes what matters, and shows lineage. Research at scale. All right, so here is our access request form on screen. So we can see here it was an end user request, bill.com for Abigail Ramirez. And let's say I am a member of the service desk and got a call asking about this request. I see some information here in the work notes, but it doesn't really give me a good picture of like what it's for, what it's waiting on, where this request came from. So you can see our Now Assist for Clear Sky IGA window here, and I can click on request explanation, and it quickly provides a summary of this request. It was part of a parent request ACR, okay, and the justification was just example. Okay, so this is just for a demo, so apologize for the weak business justification. And it gives more information here about this request, maybe what it's waiting on, what risks there are, Like I said, it kind of like reads all of the related information and provides like a nice written summary here. Similar with our approval form. So let's say I'm the approving manager. So I can read the information on here, which is pretty good. Publish a new point of access, entitlement, access course materials. But let's say I want like a layman's term type explanation. Oh, okay. What's being requested? This is for the research entitlement and container request. It'll generate some sub requests. Okay, submitted by TJ Greisick, who's an application developer. So it just provides like more context, and it saves a lot of development. Like, yes, we could have programmed to present this in this manner, but AI does a great job of kind of summarizing it for you based on our prompts, and saves us a lot of time, saves the end users a lot of time by summarizing this information. Okay, so the last example here is our Clear Sky AI, sometimes called Actions and Insights. And we have a profile record here for Marin Complex. They are our product manager. And oh, I see that there's no manager here. Okay, that looks like a problem. I see some accounts and I see what access policies. But here I have the AI Insight button on the form. And so let's see what the AI summarizer, or I should say Insight, has to say about this. Okay, so a quick summary. Okay, their product manager at Social Hub, 300 accounts, but no assigned roles. There's some critical governance gaps, and I see some high risk flags here. Okay, yeah, no manager, no role assignments. That's interesting. Okay, suggest the actions. P1, assign a manager's profile immediately. Okay, so the next step in our CSAI tool is to kind of drill a little deeper. So if I click continue in chat here, I can ask even more questions and drill a little deeper. So who do you recommend for a manager? So this would be more of like that IGA administrator. I get a call about this person, asking about them, see if I can fix the data and govern identities, right? So right now it's running through, it's scanning the knowledge graphs and databases we have set up. So it's not just Clear Sky data, but we also are able to look across ServiceNow platform data like the user table or ITSM data or CMDB data. Query all this information. Here, I can open this up and I'll show you a little more detail here. Yeah, so if you want to see the notes, you can drill in, see where I got this answer. But yeah, so it's recommending Carter Harris, VP of Product. Okay, why is that? Carter Harris is the most logical direct manager for Marin. He is in the same department. Okay, product makes sense, and the same company, Social Hub. Holds a VP level title. So here you go. So this is the automated research I spoke of earlier, where we're able to have AI analyze the data, analyze the record you're looking at, and provide answers to natural language type questions. So here's a list of our capability roadmap for AI. I apologize for the eye chart, but I think it has some interesting things in here. So I'll just put out a couple highlights. So access request explanation we just talked about, aka the access request concierge. So that would probably go right into the virtual assistant that end users see out on the ServiceNow portal pages. Real text or natural language questions, and help them figure out what access they should be requesting. Machine account AI insights. We're getting into the machine account and identity space a bit, and this provides very helpful information about CNDB records and ITSM data, such as like change requests that are related to like service accounts, basically governing risk, but also making sure that we don't break stuff by changing access on these service accounts. Application mapper utility, so that's great for onboarding. For example, when you import all of your Active Directory groups, you can use AI to help map all the different mystery groups into the correct application record. Identity insights become more valuable in platform context. So the reason this works so well is because we're leveraging not just the ClearSky identity governance data that we pull in from our third-party systems like Active Directory, Workday, but we're also able to leverage the ServiceNow platform data like CNDB applications, user tables, location data, foundation data, as they say. It's not isolated to one data set. We can bring in more signals across the ecosystem. Things like Veza, Armis, and other connected sources. The more context AI has, the more valuable it becomes. Context is what drives value. And that same pattern applies internally here at ClearSky. We use the same pattern internally across dev, support, and product, working with codes, docs, tickets, and data. AI helps us move faster through the research. Because the work is still human-led, the person owns the decision and the outcome. Same pattern, different audience. So, stepping back, what does this give you? Better visibility into what's happening, ability to surface the right data quickly, tools to explain and investigate decisions, stronger, more consistent governance. AI accelerates the work, but you stay in control. All right, so the Knowledge Conference is over, so you aren't able to go to our booth, unfortunately. It would have been nice to see you there. Once again, the AI innovation area in the expo floor is very exciting. A lot of new, very interesting things happening in the development world and on the ServiceNow platform. Such a multiplier between development and being able to offer more to our customers. So if you'd like to hear more, please visit us at clearsky.com. Once again, my name is Brett Teacher, and feel free to ping me on LinkedIn or whatever, and we'd love to have a chat. Thanks. Bye.